So if you've got a good explanation by something that has happened to you, and it's bad stuff, and you've got to decide whether you're going to be putting it down. I know a candidate that served 4 years in prison who's testing, and he's getting by it because there was a problem in the legal process, and he can prove it. Tools and equipment that will help you prepare for your test. What are they? Tools and equipment that will help you prepare. You know, you're going to practice this. We're going to rehearse this script. What are they? Yes?
Clothing, shoes.
Okay, we're going to get to that stuff later. That's a tire.
Video camera?
The video camera. Now we're on track here. What else? What?
Mirror.
A mirror, for sure, a mirror.
Seminar.
The seminar. Tape recorder. Man, right here. The tape recorder. That is the best tool that you can use. You can have it in the car. I know a fellow that his son got a kids karaoke thing. He takes that in the car with him. People think he's nuts. He's going down the highway with this thing, using this kids karaoke thing. About 6 months ago, I had a firefighter candidate come into the firehouse, and we talked for a while, and he had this drone about him. I want to be a firefighter because it's public service and giving back. I said, you know, you might want to consider getting a tape recorder. You need to hear your voice. Many candidates, they've never heard their voice. Has anybody here heard their voice on a tape recorder? How many are using a tape recorder daily? Weekly? The game's real here. That is the best tool that you can use. I don't want to hear myself because I sound like Donald Duck. Yeah, you do. You do. Or I had a woman tell me, yeah, I had a videotape of a mock oral. I says, well, how was it? She says, oh, I haven't looked at it yet. I didn't like the way my hair was or what I was wearing that day, and so. No, really, you got to do this. You know, in front of the mirror. You can do it naked out of the shower, shaving. You know, you got to do this. This is the rehearsing. You've got to be able to do this. Anyway, back to this candidate with the drone. About 2 months later, I'm over at the fire college, and he says, Kevin Smith, you remember me? How could I ever forget this guy, you know? Holy cow. I says, and he tells me he's been to oral boards. I said, have you gotten the tape recorder yet? He says, hey, I'm really thinking about it. Christmas time, I see him again. Hey, Kevin Smith. I said, have you got the tape recorder? He says, I'm about that close to getting one. I've asked Santa Claus. One of the things that we find with most candidates is when we open the door and call out a candidate's name, you could virtually see him turning to stone as they stand up. This is stage fright for this play, for this job we're auditioning for. Everybody has butterflies. The secret here and the trick here is to get the butterflies to fly all in the same formation. And by rehearsing on the tape recorder, this practice, 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 rehearse, 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 overlearn, you will reduce the stage fright by 75%. We know this. You're going to need that other 25% to carry you through the oral board. Rob mentioned KISS. What does KISS mean? Keep it simple, sweetie. He said, keep it simple, stupid. Okay? And that's what it means, is keep it simple. Let me give you an example. Rob gave you an example of what Contra Costa County did. Big oral board test here a couple of weeks ago in Northern California. One of our candidates goes to the oral board, and they give the candidates, all the candidates, a 3x5 card, and here was the question. You're at the firehouse, you notice a fellow firefighter on the telephone talking about an off-duty business. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Who's got an answer?
Probably nothing.
Probably nothing. We did a seminar here a couple of weeks ago in Northern California, and one of the candidates was also on that oral board. He went through an oral board in that same city, and he gave us his answer. He says, well, I would confront the individual, I would, against department policy, and he ran off with this thing. And before I could even talk any more about it. So I just let him go. I says, well, this is what one of our candidates did with it. I need some more information on this. We can't give you any more information. You have to assume the rest. She remembered KISS. Well, if I'm going to assume the rest, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to assume that it was after duty hours. I'm going to be assuming that he was on the private phone and not the business phone.